Aye, ahoy there, matey. Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the Boater. Mike the Mariner are going to join us here in just a bit to round out the crew. But for this first segment, we brought in some big guns from Revolve USA. You can check them out, Revolve Tech, T-E-C, USA.com. We've talked about this new product we came across a few weeks ago on the big show. And we finally got Daniel, who is Big Kahuna, Big Cheese. What's the official title, Daniel, at Revolve?
Depends how you squint. I'm the vice president of sales, but it's pretty casual.
Okay. Vice president of sales, Big Kahuna, Grand Poobah at RevolveTechUSA.com. And, we were talking about this product because it's pretty cool in the sense that you can have your boat hook, your brush, whatever you use these things on a boat every single time you go out on the water. And you guys have come out with a product to make this thing so compact, light, and efficient. I've never seen anything like it. And I was showing Barry and Mike a couple weeks ago. They sent me a couple samples, and they were like, "Hey, we want to get our hands on this thing because you can roll up the pole and just stick it in your like the glove box of your boat." And you have what is it, 12 feet? It's a pretty long pole this thing rolls out to.
It's 75 inches from base to tip.
Okay. Plenty long enough for a brush, for a boat hook, and you make the different attachments. You just stick it on there. But the cool part is that it rolls up. It's not like, I don't know what this material it is. It feels kind of carbon fiber-ish when it's rolled up in a tight little ball. But
Sure.
What is it exactly, Daniel?
It's a fiberglass, and so it's a fiberglass composite. And so essentially, we're able to fit a 75-inch tube into the space of a coffee cup when packed.
Yeah. Wow.
And so it just unrolls.
Yeah, it's unreal. It doesn't seem like it should have worked, to be honest with you. Because when I got it all rolled up, like you said, about the size of a coffee cup, I was like, how is this supposed to roll out and create a pole that I can, hook the lines for my boat with, or put the brush attachments on it and start brushing down or washing down the boat? How is this possible? Is this some kind of alien technology or something? Or
aliens?
Oh,
no aliens.
It's pretty high tech. You haven't touched it and felt it like I have.
No,
there, Barry.
I haven't. But I got sort of an idea of the way it's shaped.
Yeah,
and it looks like it has it's built into the design that when you unroll it, it's going to naturally
become
close
stiff,
up, become a tube.
Right.
That's right. So it's actually called bistable for a reason. So it's kind of the same concept as a measuring tape. It's bistable, so stable in two directions.
That's
stable when rolled, and then it's easier to do with the shorter tube.
Yeah.
Stable.
It's stable.
And look how they can't see it, but we can.
It's like a slap bracelet.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
That's
Alien
it.
technology. I go back to that. I don't know, where did this come from, Daniel? I mean, this product evolved out of the UK initially. Is that what happened? And you guys brought it to the US?
Yeah. So the actual inventor of this is, happened about 25 years ago, but essentially it started out as like a mad scientist invention, and kind of steamrolled into a bunch of different commercial opportunities. Started out as military masts and antenna systems. We've done things for aerospace, nuclear, oil and gas, for fuel material transfer, and then more or less kind of based on where we're located, which is in the south of England. There's a beautiful coastal town called Leamington. But more or less, this is a passion project. And so, coast is right there. We've got a marina in town, and so a lot of our engineers frequently on a boat, and they kind of put two and two together and develop this kind of on their own accord.
I love it. Now, there's many applications for this technology. If you go to their website, RevolveTechUSA.com, it's not just for boating. I mean, we're focused on the boating elements of using this for. They have a package for boat hooks and for brushes to wash down your boat, and maybe there's going to be more attachments to come. I guess, because I
Yeah,
look at this thing.
fingers crossed.
Yeah. I mean, you could put like a pool cleaning net on the end of this thing. It's very versatile. The technology is pretty amazing. But what's cool is that it's very strong. It's very rigid when you roll it out, and then it rolls up so tight into that coffee cup size type thing. You just tuck it away into your boat glove box, or you store it away, and you don't have something you're going to trip over on your boat, Barry. It's a pretty good
That's right.
idea, don't you think?
Oh no, it's an excellent idea, and I'm looking at the website, and they do a few other items too, including one that's an emergency VHF antenna.
Oh, that's
So-
right.
So when you're on
So
a
this is-
small boat, you usually have a VHF station, and then you have an antenna that's on a steel or aluminum pole, which you either have to put down or put up, and it gets in the way. This thing looks like it's all rolled up
Yeah.
with the coax attached, and basically you just unroll it like you showed us,
Yeah.
and you hook up an antenna to it, and then you can hook up your VHF to it.
And
They
you
got
get better coverage. And
yeah,
make
because
it much
height is
stronger.
might.
Yeah.
Per VHF, the higher your antenna, the better chance that people are going to hear you.
Right.
That's right, and more or less with the VHF, it's also something that we're able to kind of integrate our commercial technology, and we're able to embed the actual antenna in the antenna, or sorry, in the mast itself, and so you don't have to fumble
Oh.
around with attaching an actual antenna on the top of a mast. I know that
It's
the
all
viewers can't see it, but it's
integrated.
super.
So the
yeah.
whole thing is an antenna, and then you could put a strobe light on the end of it.
Uh-oh.
That's right, and it comes
This
with
is-
a strobe.
Yeah.
This
See,
is-
it comes
this
with
is
one, Barry.
Fantastic.
Barry's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I gotta get out.
No, I mean, because it's smart, because especially on smaller boats, space is a premium.
Mhm.
However, your safety is also important. So if you have a portable VHF radio that puts out 5 watts, and you put it on a tall enough mast, and that mast happens to also be the antenna, you have a better chance of being saved if you have an issue.
Yeah, they'll hear
That's
you,
right.
hear you back at the UK. When you're cruising U.S. waters, maybe.
Yeah, and even on larger boats, having this as a backup
Right.
for the price of it, you cannot beat it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and it's not that much for this whole system. Like I said, if you go to revolvetech.usa.com, they got plenty of packages. Like I said, I would imagine more are about to be rolled out. This is an ongoing process. You guys have brought this technology over from the UK and been doing this, for a few years? And is the boating side of things that you're kind of, looking at, is that relatively new, Daniel, for you guys, or what?
Yeah, so the kind of the material that we use for the Revolve products is proprietary, so it's a lot easier to use. So more or less, we're basing everything around this smaller tube, and so as this kind of blows up and catches fire, we're able to put a little bit more investment into what else may make sense in this ecosystem, and that's
Yes.
kind of the bearings that we're going. If everything needs to be compact, then we need to develop an ecosystem that's modular.
Right. And yeah, you're well on your way for sure. So if you're a boater, you definitely would want this. It's really a no-brainer when you look at the technology. But the other applications that I see, there's like camera mounts you can do, or like a stand, that kind of thing, and different activities for camping and that kind of stuff that they've incorporated on their website. But it's just a great idea. I mean, and I know he'll never admit it, but I think, you said 25 years ago they came up with this idea. It's proprietary and all that. It sounds like alien reverse engineering technology to me, because it's
I'll
too
never
cool
reveal
when
our
you get your hands
secrets.
on it. Yeah. So I'm glad you're bringing it. You're bringing it out to the masses. It's good work. And
Well, thank you.
so is the best place to get this through the website, or dealers coming up throughout the U.S., or how do you want to
Yeah,
get your hands
the
on these?
the best way is through our website. We have dealers around the U.S. and through a bunch of different countries, but the easiest, fastest, and most streamlined way is through our website.
There you go. So go to RevolveTech, TEC, USA.com. That'd be the place to start. I'm sure we'll see Daniel and his team at some of the boat shows across the country too, because it's relatively new. And of course, I'm glad that we got him on the World of Boating to make our passengers a little bit more efficient on their boat. Good stuff, Daniel.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. We got more coming up on the World of Boating. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traditional boat hooks are bulky, take up too much space, and sink. Switch to the Revolve Tech USA 3-in-1 boating tool. A marine tough, compact system replacing your boat hook, stiff brush, and soft brush. The Revolve Tech USA 3-in-1 tool extends to 6 feet, then rolls up to just over 4 inches and floats. Upgrade to the Revolve Tech USA 3-in-1 tool for more utility, less gear, and zero compromises. Get 10% off with coupon code WORLD10 at smartboattool.com.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Welcome aboard. I will be your captain. You'll be my scallywags. I don't know what that means, but you will be them. And here's how we play.
Thank you for your attention and welcome aboard.
Let's go.
This is the World of Boating. Gregor First Mate, Barry the Boater, rounding out the crew. It ends up Mike might not be able to join us today. He has some things that popped up on his float plan that might distract him a little bit longer than we thought. So we'll catch up with him next week. So it's skeleton crew of Belly, Barry, and myself. I said Belly.
He said awesome. What? You say belly? You're looking at my belly?
Oh, jeez. And we apologize. You can see this on YouTube, Facebook Live, and
it is scary.
Twitch, and X, and all that kind of stuff. But it's just what we do. All right, so hey, that's a pretty cool product. That brush. You're gonna get your hands on one of those, or what?
Yeah. As soon as I get up to your place and grab it from you.
Well, I'll let you borrow it if you need to do some cleaning.
What are you gonna do with it? I
got the brushes. Yeah. I can use it as a sweeper in the garage.
Right. Yeah.
But no,
the missus must be telling you to clean the windows then.
Well, you could use it for many,
Absolutely. But I saw,
projects.
I was really interested in that antenna. I could see people with, as they said, larger yachts as an emergency antenna. I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Perfect Storm, but there's a scene towards the end where they're trying to fix the antenna during the storm. It broke. And just as he's about to mount it, the wind knocks it away and it's gone forever.
Yes. And that's not
ideal.
If
he had that antenna, he might have saved himself.
Well, it's like a portable backup, for an emergency. And it's really not that expensive either. But I can't get over how small this thing rolls up. That's what's really mind-blowing when you get it in your hands and you just see. And then it's almost like a magic trick. It rolls out and turns into this long pole. That is just crazy. And
they have tripods. Have you seen the photographic tripods? So the legs do the same thing. I mean, You put it in a backpack, and you don't have to carry around your big, heavy tripod anymore.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that on
Yeah.
some future episodes, but they're relatively new to the boating market, so you need to check them out. Resolve USA or Resolve Tech, TEC USA.com. All right, let's talk about some boating news and information.
Okay.
This has popped up in probably everybody's social media feed in the last week or two. I can't get rid of it in mine. And I saw this and I was like, oh, interesting. And of course, I'm talking about the mini pontoon boat concept. And I think the first time I saw it was on Facebook, and it was impressive. It looks.
Let me see if I could put it on
looks
YouTube
cool,
here.
but when you look at it a little closer, you realize, like, okay, these are all artist renderings. Actually, it's AI.
I don't think so.
It's AI.
You think this is AI?
Oh, I know it's AI.
Oh,
Barry.
that's
I dug
scary
in.
then.
I dug into it a little closer, and because it caught my eye, I was like, okay, that's a cute idea. It's basically a pontoon boat for two people. It looks very pontoonish and cute, almost something like you'd see, down at the theme parks here in Orlando at Disney on the lake or something.
I mean, this is the perfect size. If you have a house on the lake and you want to go over and visit your neighbors and not drive all the way around the lake, this is perfect.
Yeah. It's like a cool, looking dinghy, or it's like a pontoon boat for Shriners without the hat. You don't need the hat.
The only thing I would have added to it would have been a bimini top, but I mean,
well, you could
there's
probably
no
put that
reason.
on it.
There is a company, because I started looking to see if this was real. There's a company called Pond King, Pond King.
Yeah.
And they make pontoon boats like that, similar. Not exactly the same. The smallest one they make will hold two people, but they have them more as a fishing boat. But because it's a kit, there's no reason why you can't modify it.
Well, yeah,
and
you
take
can
this
make anything.
design
And they got
and build. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've set up like a kit pontoon system where you could probably create something like this. But the appeal of this is you see the picture and you're like, hey, that's kind of a cool idea. I mean, it's like a fancy version of a dinghy, but when you look at it a little closer, you realize, like, wait a minute, they don't have a price on them. These things don't really exist yet. Now, what I can't tell is is it totally AI generated and they're just putting it out there, because there's no link in the articles or anything about where to buy this thing, or at least I haven't found it. I saw some stuff like, would you be interested? And it could be what's going on. There's a company out there looking at this, and they've put this out on social media to see what the reaction would be. And I think, honestly, in the boating world, this it's obviously gone viral.
This looks, okay,
because I can't get it out of my feed now, and it's a little irritating.
I'm not on social media, so I don't get all this stuff.
Wow.
But this thing looks real. It looks like a one-off. There's no reason why someone couldn't have built this. It got two mini pontoons and put a deck on there, and
realistic.
It looks real.
But I'm telling you, those are not
those
real
are not
photos.
people, huh?
No, that's AI generated stuff there, Barry. And when you dig a little deeper on the web, you can see all the people
shadows and
questioning
everything,
it.
huh?
Yeah, that's all AI generated stuff.
All right. Then
So
the world
no,
is over.
But I mean, once again, it's one of these ideas. Somebody came up with this idea, and they created these realistic photos and put it out there. And everybody, when you look at the replies, to the article, especially like on Facebook, ooh, where do I get one? How much do they cost? Oh, wait a minute, wait, they don't exist. What's going on? But it's generating a lot of buzz.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking, it's a bench seat. It's probably electric. You put the little electric trolling motor in the back. You put the batteries under the bench seat. You have a little steering helm for one side, and you have your passenger on the other.
Yeah.
It looks comfortable, and it looks like it would work great in these small lakes.
It's a great idea. I would assume something like this is not patentable. I don't think it would be, but I don't know. I mean, if there's really a company behind considering this, I would say just the reaction on social media, somebody ought to step up and start making them right away.
It will depend. It will depend on the price.
Well,
it has
of course.
to be.
Yeah, but how expensive could it be? I mean, it ain't going to be that bad.
Well, okay. So, what do you consider to be that bad?
Well, what is the price of a standard?
Okay, so
pontoon, you think?
I could tell you in a moment. Let me
Okay.
just go back to it. Okay. Okay. In the meantime, talk about it some more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you can get a pontoon for under 10 grand easy. Okay, and maybe 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. These the ones that I was looking at,
Yeah.
the kit started about $2,800.
Right. So, well,
$2,300, but it would be the pontoons, it would be the deck, it would be a kit. It's a
Yeah.
2-person mini pontoon boat kit
Right.
that you put together, and most people should be able to put it
this is
together.
just like a souped up or themed out.
This is a souped
type
up version
dinghy.
of it.
Well, no, but I
Right.
mean, comparing it to like a souped up golf cart or something. You know, I mean, you get your standard golf cart. It's going to cost this much. You want to get one with a few more bells and whistles or has a theme to it. Yeah, you're going to
Like
pay
the
a
ones
premium.
over in the villages. Yeah,
Yeah,
they have
right.
golf carts all around. They
Right.
spend 10 grand on a golf cart
Well,
easy.
right. I mean, I think if you did one of these pontoon things,
I would say
bet
if
you
it's
could keep
around
it.
like under 5,000.
Oh, it's
Definitely.
smaller. It's the same material they use in a typical basic pontoon. Now, how expensive does it have to be? I don't think it has to be that expensive at all. That's just my 2 cents, and I'm investing. So there you go. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Listen up. The ship is sinking. Okay? We're going down right now. Just wrap your heads around the reality of that. In 5 minutes, this ship is going to be at the bottom of the lake. And there aren't enough spaces on the lifeboat. Who are we going to save? Who's going to fix this ship?
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, that's me, along with Barry the Boater. And we've called in an old friend, Casey the Tobacco Nut.
Glad I could be here.
Yes, he's he's a cigar aficionado, if you haven't
Yes.
figured it out by his title. But
Scuba aficionado.
he's a scuba diver. He shows up on Scuba Radio quite a bit. But today we brought him
Boater.
on the World of Boating to talk a little bit, maybe about these mini pontoon boats we just came across. But more importantly, Florida scallop season has just opened, and Casey is a scallop nut as well as
Scallops.
tobacco. And, maybe you combine the two, a cigar and fresh Florida scallops when you're out
We
there
can do that.
in the bay. Yeah. First off, well, have you seen these mini pontoon boats, Casey?
I've looked at the article you guys sent me. They look kind of cool for just like Barry says, pond humping.
For pond humping? Yeah, okay. Or it could be for
jumping,
scalloping.
Jumping, I'm sorry. No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
There's a room enough for 2 people and a cooler.
Only if you
Okay.
get flat, calm waters.
Well, right.
So
but,
here's the
Get that out
question.
in over a foot tall sea.
well, that's true.
So
yeah.
here's the question. Greg says that you do your scalloping inside Tampa Bay. I thought it was outside the bay in the Gulf.
Well,
Well, you do your scalloping wherever the eelgrass is.
right.
Right.
Scallops can be as shallow as 2 to 4 feet.
Right.
But like with all the hurricanes and everything last year, our scallops went out to 10 to 12 feet. So there was nothing in 2 to 3 feet.
Yeah, but you could still. I mean, if the seas were good, I mean, well, the places we were going for the eelgrass was like protected intercoastal areas north of Tampa on the
Right. So you'd
west
probably
coast
be
of Florida,
fine on
right?
that boat.
Yeah. See, so
But I
the
wouldn't take it out.
See,
into
told
the
you so.
bay.
Told you so.
I'm right. Suck it.
Well,
So-
in a very limited way.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you got to see what the specs are. But I mean, if it's like Barry and Casey, yeah, you're not going to have much. You know.
Well, we
Welcome
know
to the
who
world
float-
of Belly. Is that what I
Yeah,
said at the
right.
beginning?
Is that what you
No,
said?
I said Belly the boater.
Belly the boater. That's okay. All right,
Anywho.
Greg, you're going to be the first one overboard. You
well,
know that.
okay. But I don't know. They did just to
And the
maybe
only,
get
the
a
only
bigger
other problem
pontoon.
I see
Yeah.
with that design is you might have 2 people on it that are built more like, say, me,
Right, which is what I just
which would make it
painted,
a little
yeah.
nose heavy.
Well, it depends on where you put your center of gravity. If I mean, when you look at the pictures, it looks like the seats are right in the middle of the pontoons where you'd expect them to be.
Nah, it looks like they're a little forward to me.
Well, man, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. We'd have to see them. Maybe at the boating show.
I don't know that they actually exist at this point, Casey. Those are AI generated images.
He thinks they're AI.
I don't
they
think-
look real to me.
They look real, but they're not. Like I
That's
said.
scary.
Now, if somebody listening right now, if you know that these actually exist, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, and if I will, I'll be the first to come on the air and admit that I just didn't know it. Not that I was wrong.
And you'll
I better
buy
admit
one,
that.
right?
Well, I will send
Belly
the boater
Belly the boater.
a link.
He'll no
To
doubt
purchase
buy
this
one
one.
for the entire team.
Well, I mean, there's more than 2 people, so we got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
but for
shipping's
just,
easy, Greg. We'll all give them our individual addresses. They
okay.
can ship them to us.
All right. Well, they're cute, aren't they?
Oh, you mean everyone gets one? You get a pontoon boat, and you get a pontoon
Yes.
boat, right?
Greg's very generous.
What do you
that
think
way.
I am, Oprah? Come on, get out of here. It's like buy your own damn
Anyway,
boat, losers.
But speaking of the season, it's
Yes.
only seasoned right now north of Swanee.
Okay, which is where? Is that north of Tampa? I assume,
That's
or
north
where?
of Homosassa. That's north of Crystal River. That's up in the
Okay.
in the Panhandle.
Wait. The season's only open there, or what do you mean they're only
it
seen there?
opened there June 15th.
Right. Which
It doesn't open here in Homosassa until
they got a different date for
July.
really? Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know they
July
had different
1st,
dates for
scalp
different
season
areas.
opens here.
Interesting. Okay.
Different dates for different areas. I think it's based on the water temperature.
Okay.
Which
well,
seem like it's pretty hot right now,
I
isn't
would
it?
assume. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know, but that seems odd, doesn't it? Why would they have different? You think it's a water temp? It's not like when the scallops are getting their freak on, or are they giving
I
them an
don't
extra
know.
week or two?
I-
And Homo Sassa.
Be
but
nice.
What are you insinuating, Greg? Are
Nothing.
You
Yes,
insinuating
I'm just
we
saying.
Do something
That's
with
where
the
you
scallops?
are, right? So how far is the border for you to get to Scallop?
I have
know,
to go up to the Swanee River,
which is
It's
how
about,
far?
45 minutes.
Way down
Way
upon
up upon the
Swanee.
I
Swan.
knew you were going to sing.
You have to.
Yeah.
But okay, so about just 20 minutes. Are you going to get out there then this
He
week?
said
maybe
40 minutes. Listen, Greg.
40
listen.
minutes. Okay.
40 minutes.
All right. Well, that's not still
Yeah,
not
by
bad.
water it'd probably be a bit, probably be more like an hour.
Right. But and you
Because I'd
have
have to get out into some deep water and then go north.
yeah. Well, yeah. In your boat, what kind of boat do you have, Casey? Again, it's not a pontoon.
No, it's a fun deck. It's a deck boat with a pontoon layout, basically.
Yeah. But
I'm trying to figure that out now. I always thought it was a pontoon boat when you say deck boat.
Now, I would never own a pontoon boat.
yeah.
I've
is it-
submarined too many pontoon boats.
Yeah. Well, just because pontoon doesn't sound hip enough for you, it sounds
No,
cooler
people
to say
go to
deck
the front
boat.
to look at manatees, then the nose
Oh.
dips and the water comes up over it, and you have to yell at everybody to get back.
No.
And that doesn't
You
happen with
know-
a deck boat.
No, because it's a solid fiberglass flat deck. It's more
Wait.
like a John boat design with ribs.
Ah,
Greg, we were on a pontoon boat when we went to Birds Underwater and
Yeah.
swam with the manatees.
true.
It was a pontoon boat. There were what, 10 of us on there?
Okay, yeah, they make very big pontoon
Yeah.
boats, of course.
Yeah.
So,
It just depends.
Some of them
Yeah.
are very big, but if all those 10 people don't know about manatees and somebody goes, hey, there's a manatee,
Oh, okay.
everybody will swarm to look at it.
Well, maybe. But on your
Yeah.
boat, on your deck boat, are there 2 pontoons under the deck or no?
No, it's
Not
a
at all.
solid fiberglass hull.
Okay. So, all right, gotcha.
So I can take it out and
What's
2 to 3
the
foot of
draft on
chop
that?
And I'm fine.
Yeah, the draft's pretty low too, though, isn't it?
About 6 inches.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so you can get out there in the grass and the shallows and
Yeah.
where the
again, draft is the boat itself. The lower unit is lower than
well, true,
the boat
but
itself.
still,
So
I
you
mean,
have to think about
Wrong.
that. Wrong? What?
He
Yours
said
is
wrong.
on a
If you
jack?
have a jack plate,
You have a
can
jack
raise
plate,
the
okay.
lower end up to be
All right.
equal or above the.
Oh,
where
is that what
need
you
to be.
do?
It just depends on how high your jack plate will go.
Okay,
Well,
what?
does it also depend on the water intake of the engine?
Yeah, but you can bring it up to minimal intake, and the I don't know what you call it, the little rise of water behind your boat will cover that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And you're what do you got on yours? I mean, is it an outboard then too? Right?
I had a 115 Yamaha. Yes.
Okay, so it'll haul buttocks, I would imagine.
Yeah, it does about 30 miles an hour.
Okay. Well, yeah, and you could zip right up there into
I can zip right up
scallop,
there, or I could
the
just
scallop
hang out
fields.
at my house until July 1st and go out my own river.
Well, you could do that too. But scalloping is fun. It's there's not a lot to it. It's just a matter of finding them. It's more like an Easter egg hunt than any kind
most
of.
fun. Now you can only
sport
harvest
fishing
them
kinda
by
thing.
hand on a snorkel or a dip net.
And you get
There's
what, like
no-
1
be
gallon
on
per
scuba or
person or
hookah or-
something, or isn't that what it is?
What's that?
It's like 1 gallon per person or per boat, which is how they measure
It's
them.
a pint of shucked or 2 gallons of whole.
Okay, with the shells and the whole thing.
Yeah.
You get, per boat, you mean? If you have a license and
per
all that
person
kind of
per
stuff.
boat. Yes.
Yeah. Which obviously check your local laws and issues and all that kind of thing. But if you get them, oh, they're tasty. Sauteed in a little butter and sea salt. I'm getting hungry. All right, more coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Ryan, we've got to get on that ship. Attention passengers. The karaoke contest will begin in 5 minutes.
Okay, now we've really got to get on that ship.
Look at me, I'm ship-faced. I'm a nautical disgrace. Brownies, yachties, I'm out of place. I'm ship-faced.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the Boater, Casey the Tobacco Nut helping us out right now because he is an avid Florida scallop hunter from his vessel, his deck boat. He doesn't want to be, God forbid we call it a pontoon. He'll smack us around. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Pontoons are only good for floaties and drinking beer.
Well, so what's wrong with that?
I can't go hunt scallops.
Well, you can.
You just don't bring 10
No.
people with you. Yeah, you
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
All right. He just said he has
Speaking
a
of
thing.
that,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up on the next show, too.
Yeah.
Why haven't we formed a team and gone out and hunted lionfish?
Well, because we just haven't done it yet. I mean, that's something we
have
could
all
do.
these boats.
Well, if we got your deck boat, we could
Yeah.
go. We could do 2 in 1. We could go grab some Florida scallops and then hop off a little into deeper water on your deck boat and maybe go find some lionfish to snag.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
because
you
there's
have
no
to go-
season on lionfish. And
No season.
yeah,
But they are having
the
the
Derby.
big tournament in April.
Yeah.
Where?
The
April.
weekend tournament down in Key Largo.
Right.
Yeah, that's April. We're in June.
Right. And
Well, it's
but
going
we
all through
happen
the
to
year.
know a captain down in Key Largo. Maybe we could pile on his boat.
Well, wait, are you talking about the one
Ah.
that's going on through the entire next several months? And
No,
Coleman?
that's the what do they call it? The challenge.
Yeah, you're talking about
In
a
April,
specific
they have a
one.
weekend where teams commit, go out
Right.
on their boats,
Mm-hmm.
and you get prizes for the smallest, the largest, the fattest,
The
most
ugliest.
number, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
they do a whole thing. But yeah,
Yeah, well-
lionfish, invasive species. We don't want them in the water, so they open them
We
up
should
to
form a team.
divers.
We are Scuba Radio.
We are, and we have Casey the tobacco nut. As our captain, I guess we could use your vessel. Hey, can you trailer that thing down to the Keys?
Probably.
Yeah. Well,
But by
that
then,
does
I'll
sound.
probably have a new boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to sell this. I want things a little
Ooh.
different.
Well, how big is
Okay.
the deck boat you have now?
20 foot.
Well, that's not bad. That's bigger than
Are you
Barry's.
looking for something the
bad.
same size? Hush
No,
up.
he's
I
gonna
would
get
like
bigger.
to find something more center console. I don't like the way the deck is set up. If I'm doing it by myself, I've got to run to the front to tie it off or climb over the back seat to tie it off. and
Yeah.
These things aren't set up quite the way I'd like them, so I'll find a new one.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
mean, but size matters. That's what she said, right? So you'll
Maybe.
get some. So you might get something
Size-
bigger.
Size versus cash flow. You know how it is?
Well, there's that problem.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Look at Dusky.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
they're
looking
built
at
down here.
Dusky,
Yeah.
I'm looking at Old
Boston
McKees
Whaler,
I can
maybe?
refit.
I mean, is
I have
that?
lots of ideas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you zeroing in on any particular brand or anything
Nothing
other than
yet.
center
Just,
console?
just started looking. Just kind of decided, okay, this isn't what I want long term, so I'm going to go find something new. Then I'll swap and trade and do
Yeah.
all sorts of things.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go to a
Sounds good.
dealer like Rusty and trade it in there, you think, or
That's
just
an
sell it on
idea.
your own?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a couple dealers who said they'll put it up in their commission lot and they'll take 10% and they'll do all the sales for me, and
Yeah.
advertisement,
Right.
and then I'll collect the cash and say, okay, what else you got, and see
Mhm.
what they have.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, I always like the idea of going bigger. I've been trying to get Barry to buy a bigger boat than a 17-foot Triumph.
Yeah.
As
Well,
much as I
Well,
like
you
it,
know,
it's too
I
damn
need a
small.
bigger garage.
I'm sorry, but Barry's boat is basically an enlarged balloon, like little kids play with.
No,
No, it
that's not true. I mean,
No,
it's
it's not
a
an
nice boat.
inflatable.
It's
No,
just
if I
too
poke
damn
it with
small.
a pin, what will happen?
Nothing. It's not inflatable.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
No, no,
No,
no.
I guess I
He-
only saw.
yeah, he
I
has.
thought it was a Zodiac.
No, no,
Oh
no,
no,
no.
you're thinking of the little whore.
Gee, excuse
Yeah,
me.
that's the only boat I've
Then
seen
Captain
you in.
Walt's
No,
boat
that's
is the
that's
name.
Captain Walt's little
yeah.
dinghy.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
that's
her
not
name.
Barry's boat.
No, that's not mine.
Barry's
Oh.
boat is called Surprise. That's what he said to
Surprise.
his wife when he bought it.
Surprise! What broke
Yeah.
now?
Mhm.
No, no, it wasn't that. That's what
That
he came
was
back from the boat dealership to his wife.
17 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Uh-huh. And but yeah, I mean it's nice. It's a little bit bigger than what these, AI generated mini pontoon boats look
No,
like.
it's a
but
17-foot center console.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's
it's nice.
plenty big.
That's nice.
That's
That's a
nice.
nice size.
But
Yeah,
you
I
want
handle
to
it
go
without a problem.
you want to go bigger than that. I'd
Well, I'm
say
saying, yes,
and-
I want to be bigger. I want to be able to take several people out. with
yeah.
me.
I mean, I
And I
need
think-
space.
You need space. I think the Dusky might be the best bang for your buck. They're locally built. They've been around forever, and they have the bow is very. I don't know what you call it, but it's very flared out, so it hits waves well. It sprays
But it's a V-shaped bow.
Right.
Yeah.
Something they
You're
take
It's
not
on.
looking
not
for
like the rocks on the Homosassa.
So you want like a
Still
a,
shallow.
a dual.
I would like a flat, almost Johnson boat like hull, which is what
Like
the
a
Fun
cow-
Deck had.
Big old Johnson.
Wait, the what do they call it? The Carolina skiff type boat?
Carolina skiff, but not smooth. I want ridges and yeah. There's a hull type I've got. I don't know what it's called, but I know what I'm looking for.
Huh.
It's called the Casey hull.
If it's too smooth, then the boat literally slides across the water, and I don't want that. I want some directional control.
But mostly you're going to just be working the coast of Florida. You're not planning to take this out in open water or cross over to the Bahamas
Yeah,
or
I'll
anything
be
like
out
that.
in the bay, you know,
Okay.
out that far, but I won't be out in the middle grounds or anything.
Yeah. But well, how about getting one of those fancy pontoon boats that they
No,
could probably
you
pull
said
off?
pontoon.
I know. That's what I'm
You
saying. You just can't use the word pontoon.
call
But
it
we've had.
tubular. It's a
Well,
tubular
if you
boat.
get too fancy on a pontoon, then you got to buy the more expensive beer, and you
I'm
got
good
to have
with that.
snacks. you
Hey,
know.
whatever you supply your passengers, I'm fine with.
Yeah, there
He's
you go.
invited
See?
himself,
See?
and he's expecting you to supply all
That's
the
how it works when you get get bigger and fancier.
If you don't own
Yeah.
a boat, you find a friend who does, and
That's right.
And you sponge off them as much as possible. That's how it works, Barry. You
Oh,
know
we need
this.
to sponge off Barry more.
Well, we do, but
Right.
we can only do it at like 2 people at a time because his boat's too damn small.
I'll have a bigger
No, it
boat.
isn't. My boat took you and James out for hunting
That's
lobster,
2.
Yeah.
and then I was driving. That's 3, and plus all their dive gear, and we
Well,
still
wait.
managed.
I got an idea. Okay, so
Oh,
you bought
yeah?
that 17-footer so it fit in your garage, but
Right.
this deck boat that Casey has is 20, but it's
Yeah, it
more
won't fit.
squared off. No way.
No.
It couldn't fit
Because
in
you-
sideways.
it's not just the boat. It's also the lower unit, the engine. Okay, so that's about another 3 feet or 4 feet?
I call it
3
2 feet.
2 feet,
2
he
feet.
says.
I would say 3. Okay, so 2 feet there, and then the tongue of the trailer. Now, if you have a folding tongue on the trailer, that will knock about
Casey?
3 or 4 feet off.
Is your
It's
tongue
very
fold?
easy to fix that. Very easy. You get a
Right.
Sawzall and you cut a big
Sawzall.
U-shaped bottom out of the bottom of your garage door.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Goes
Just have
right
it
down over the
stick out there.
tongue.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that would work.
Every time I walk by there, when I take out the garbage, I'll trip right over it and think of you.
Only if you do it at night.
Okay. I'll see. Man, we got a deal in the works.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Casey.
I
I'm
can't
a
even-
solver. I solve these problems.
Surprise
for
does
you.
not even go straight back in the garage. It goes crooked to fit in there.
Yeah.
And
but
that's
if,
a 17-footer.
right. But if you had one of those, if you had
It
his
doesn't
pontoon,
matter whether it's square or not.
wouldn't it go in like
no.
sideways?
Again, Barry, it's all about just taking the Sawzall and cutting a
And,
little
yeah, cutting out the
bigger hole.
garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just have the whole front half of the pontoon boat sticking out of the garage.
Casey, the home improvement nut. I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
Or
I'll
demolisher
fix it.
nut. I
Thanks.
take your pick. All right. Well, there you go. That is probably more information than we needed about pontoons, deck boats, mini pontoon, you name it. That's just what we did today on the show. And hopefully you enjoyed it. Till next week, remember, whether it is sail or motor,
Life is better as a boater.
safe boating, everyone.
It's that one.
Come back here, you barnacle-bitten swab!
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now!
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.